Do you know what your primary and secondary love language is? Here are the 5 love languages, and then we're going to talk a little bit about them. It is words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. When you take the time to understand who you are in this area, or who your family members are and friends, then you will have a very unique way of showing love and appreciation to them that very few people will ever take the time to study out. And let's just talk about these a little bit. So words of affirmation would mean something like this: I appreciate you. You did a good job. You look good. Boy, you picking up the kids from school was very helpful. That could also be acts of service, by the way. So words of affirmation, I think, is very self-explanatory, but the big question always is, what type of words are important to me or to you? And that's where the magic comes from, the pixie dust in Dr. Chapman's book, is when he gets down into the dialects. And he and I have talked about this. He does a lot of keynotes and seminars. He doesn't get a chance to dig deep into this in his normal setting, where Jennifer and I get to drill down with people and really think through with them what's important to them. And it's so powerful with an individual, let alone a husband and wife sitting down and talking through this, or siblings talking through this, because we just don't look at it much. We just think it's the cute 5 love languages and move on. But what we're looking for is your primary and secondary. So as I go through this, you might give yourself an internal quiz. The second is acts of service. That's when actually somebody does something for you. And generically speaking, with all the love languages, we tend to ask for and do what we want done for us. So if I'm an acts of service person, I'm going to be doing things for Jennifer. I'm going to be doing things for our kids. I'm going to be doing things for my colleagues, because really what I'm saying is, I want you to do things for me. So acts of service, just make the list. Doing the dishes, taking care of a baby's dirty diaper for your wife, doing something for a colleague at work. I mean, acts of service, like all these, are a mile long and a mile deep. But very important to understand what is important inside the love language. Then you have this thing called receiving gifts, which most people want to shy away from because they think it's materialistic and all of that. But what they don't understand is receiving gifts can be as simple as, and I'll just give you the example. I would pick a dandelion and give it to my mom. That dandelion was a weed in the Midwest where I grew up. Nobody wanted dandelions. But she would put that in a little vase with water because it came from her son. So as you look at the receiving gifts, if you got somebody that's always giving you something when you show up, there's a really good chance that that's their love language. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to pull a dandelion out of the front yard and give it to your mom, because it's the thought and the person behind the gift that is important. And I am stereotyping because there are some people that are pretty radical in this space, but receiving gifts is not about materialism. It is about the thought and the person behind the gift. So do not think of it as being materialistic or somebody that just wants stuff. It's actually how they're wired to receive love at some level. Then the next one is actually quality time, which is simply defined as sitting on the couch with somebody, and instead of having the TV on, shutting the TV off and having a real conversation. Now that can be scary for some of us, right? Because we're just not used to that. In the culture we're in, our smartphones are going off. We got social media running all over us, and we have, the TV on in the background. But when you think about giving somebody quality time, you need to be able to step into that space and not have a ton of distractions. Now, at the same time, the dialects are different with the quality time piece. There are people, husband-wife combinations, that the wife's definition of quality time is going to do something together. So I don't want to discount activity, but often it's as simple as sitting down and having a quiet, with no distraction, conversation, quality time. Then the last one is this thing called physical touch. And most guys get all excited about this one because we think it's about the bedroom, and it's just not. It is part of it for a married couple, but that's not the primary focus. And again, dialect becomes so important. We've worked with so many couples where the wife will say, just when he holds my hand when I'm feeling stressed, it completely calms me. Or just when he puts his hand on my back, tells me that he supports me. So the physical touch piece, again, if you have somebody that always walks in and wants to shake your hand or give you a hug, that aunt that always is hugging everybody, there's a real good chance that that physical touch piece is what they long for, what they desire, what they need to feel loved. And so what's so important in our work, when you work with families of wealth and you will work in the family enterprise space, it's a fast-moving world, right? And not that everybody's world is not fast-moving, but family enterprise, family business space has an intensity about it because you're eating, drinking, and sleeping the business side of your life. When you can incorporate love languages into your protocol within your nuclear family or your expanded family, or even your colleagues at work, oddly enough, that may sound strange, but yes, languages of appreciation runs alongside the 5 love languages for the workplace, equally important. And so I would just encourage you to take those 5 love languages and really reflect, what's my primary and secondary? So for Eric, it's words of affirmation and physical touch. And it can be as simple as, great job, Eric, appreciate your hard work, and Jennifer just simply grabbing my hand as we're walking into church on Sunday, right? That is how simple these love languages can work, but they are profound when you actually start speaking into somebody you care about's love language. It will change your relationship forever, simply by understanding what 2 out of the 5 love languages are most important to yourself and to the people you hang out with. So 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch are life-changing and actually life-giving when you fully understand them and use them in your day-to-day life.